Why it's always worth using an expert for things when investing. And that goes for, I guess, if you're flipping a house, I guess it goes for really anything in life. and, but for this example, let's talk about investing in real estate. Maybe you're flipping houses, or maybe you're, I don't know, you got some rentals, right? And what kind of experts would you want? So, obviously, you'd want like a CPA, a lawyer for documents or evictions, an electrician for, crazy electrical stuff, a plumber for crazy plumbing stuff, right? So I know, being new to investing, a lot of people try to do and fix and like figure everything out themselves. And I know I used to do that, right? When I got my first house, if anything was ever needed, I'd always, if I didn't know how to fix it, and I kind of was lucky and I kind of knew a lot of stuff about houses and how to fix them, but if I came across something I didn't know, I kind of fumble through it and figure it out and watch some videos and go on Google and, yeah, it works, but looking back at it, like how many hours did I waste? I like sat there for an hour figuring it out, like what to do, whatever the problem was, and then I'd go to Home Depot probably like two or three times trying to fix it. And then, right? So if you think about all the time you spend on it and the money you would have paid for someone that actually is good at it, they probably could have fixed it in like an hour. And maybe all in, you're at like 3, 4, 5 times that, because you had to figure it out. You had to go to Home Depot 5 times. You had to maybe go to the house like once, see what's going on, then think about it, look at some video, right? So the point of this is you want to use experts, right? So, and that goes with even like your leases, right? A lot of people just like, oh, I just want a free lease online, but that lease may not be good, right? It's worth paying a lawyer a few $100s to draft you up a lease that you can use forever, right? And if you divide that by the amount of rentals you plan on having, that cost is really nothing, right? It's irrelevant. And same thing with like evictions, right? A lot of people, you can do evictions yourself, mostly if the property is in your name. You can go to court and do all that, go through the whole eviction process, but if you're not familiar, like let's say you have your first eviction you got to do, right? And you've never done one before, so you got to sit and you got to read it, right? Because they're like legal issues, and it's really important that you do it correctly. So you got to figure all that out. That may take an hour or two. And then you got to draft the documents, right? And every single place has different documents you got to draft and different information you got to provide. So you got to do that. And then you actually got to do it, right? You got to show up to court. So let's say you waste, I don't know, 5, 6 hours doing that, where most lawyers you can pay a few $100s and they'll do that whole thing for you, from sending out the notice to going to court if it ends up going to that point, right? Plus, it looks way more official coming from a law office than your landlord's home address. Right? So that's another thing to consider. So that's the point of this, is kind of look at the value. Well, first of all, the first thing you got to do is you got to put a value on your time. And if you're still putting a value of, everyone's really terrible at putting value on their time, and so was I, right? Like I would make 6 figures at my engineering job, but then I'd go and do like $10 an hour work at a rental. Like, that makes no sense, right? It makes zero sense doing that, like at all. To save, like you're not doing anything, and you're just wasting your time. So you got to put a dollar value on your time, and look at it like, hey, if this doesn't make me X amount of money, I'm not doing it because it's not worth it, right? So, prime example, the eviction thing, right? You'd rather pay a lawyer a few $100s than you figuring it out. And granted, maybe once you figure it out, then you can do it over and over again, but hopefully you don't gotta do it over and over again, right? That's the whole point of this. But yeah, so I guess this video has been on a little bit on a tangent, but always hire experts to do certain things for you. And the way to figure it out is you put a dollar value on your time, right? That you want, right? Maybe an hour of your time is worth 100 or 200 or 300 or 1,000 or 10,000, right? Who knows? I don't know. I know how much my time is worth, and I know the things that I'm willing to do and I'm not willing to do, right? So I think it's very important to get clear on that, and then you can figure out what kind of experts you need in your life to help you with the lower cost, not even the lower cost, but just be more efficient, right? Get things done faster, move things along quicker, and, get on to the next rental or get on to the next flip or to the next whatever you're doing. So, hope this video helped, and have